Okay, time to, it's cured enough. Let it set a good 15, 20 minutes. So just bringing the drawing back over and want to even stuff up a little bit. Make sure that any bends or flexing is kind of taken care of. Things aren't kind of sticking through the armature too much. So if we need to undo the hands, bring the shoulders down a little. Make sure the shoulders aren't going to stick up through the surface. So yeah, it looks like that's a tiny, tiny bit big. We can also undo the hoop of the um, skull if needed. These little pieces are trimmed. There's some little things that were off. See this? I got a little scoliosis there. They'll bend to the spine, so we can bring that spine back a little bit like that, and then recenter it. Basically, it's helpful. And the way the shoulders are as well, I want to make sure the shoulders are kind of nice and back. We kind of try to keep that neck line centered. That's okay. Let's come back a little more. Is there any twisting from the pelvis to the torso? You want to do any twists this way, back and forth? Feel a little bit of pressure and tension. So yeah, making sure everything feels strong and secure. Give a little flex here and there, back and forth. See it nice and flat. It's nice and easy. We'll bend. We'll add a little bit of the anatomy, and that's the thing. If it's come up too high, we needed to. We could do an arc. We could bend the um, spine like that, and that'll shorten up the shoulders. So there's ways to fix this for sure, right? So I can go ahead and do that real quick. Maybe not optimal, but yeah, it's fine. And then we can trim these off. And if we want to add a little more steel stick, if there's areas that maybe we feel are lacking, we'll trim that off. There. And there. Really careful not to damage. This is going to be a lot of flexing happening on the thigh and the femur. So I want to be careful that doesn't move at all. And then we'll bring some down. We'll put the fin of the torso on there. But yeah, I think that's actually pretty good. All right. I'll do the fingers and toes last. Let's go ahead and put the magic sculpt on. We got the armature right where we want it. Um, Putting the fingers and the toes on there should be fun. Take a little bit more work. Yeah, I might have to widen these or even untwist them a little bit, just so that we have the proper amount of room for the hands. So grab this and do an untwist. That might mean bending this out. And yeah, I should have I have them sitting over there. Yeah, why am I not grabbing them? But I should have my little jewelers or bead making tool that works really well too for this. So that way you're not chewing the heck out of the armature wire. But yeah, this tape is just, I put too much on there and it's just kind of slipping and sliding. It's not doing its job as well anymore. So get that back out. And yeah, so that needed to happen. So I think got too tapey, too gunky, too slippery, slidey. This is like super low tack tape, so maybe I'd want to use regular masking tape over the um, teeth of this tool in particular. I think that would be helpful. And at the end of that hoop, keep flattening it out. Oh yeah, that's better. Okay, yeah, I just had too much tape on there. I was being overzealous. There we go. If that hoop overlaps a little bit, definitely not a bad thing. Yeah, there you go. That fits much, much better. And needed to trim one side if I'm worried about the little claw at the end. Could always do that as well. Let's go over to this side and same thing. So we'll like bend the claw in just a little. And make those two sides kind of bend in towards each other. Then come to the end of the wrist, grab one end, and use my regular grips here. See if there's too much tape on there. And grab at the wrist and going to bring that away from the body so I have space and I'm going to do an untwist. There we go. And man, this is already getting weaker. Darn. Yeah. Right tool for the right job, as the artificer class says. This happens when you're impatient. Okay, so I think that's going to work okay. Bend that arm back in, make sure it's fitting in the palm. Yep. Looks good to me. Yeah, flatten those chewed up pieces at the end back down again, just a little bit. Make sure that we're going to have room to twist these fingers. And for the floral, kind of clothy armature wire. So we'll have a thumb down here. Also have one of each of the fingers. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this in two parts. So I'm going to have one piece where I kind of thread around. Start off with the pointer finger here. Leave it hanging out, and then I'm going to twist the other one around a few times. So I'm going to take this side here and go up and underneath and see if I can get it around a couple times. And it'll also hold that little claw of the two parts of the armature wire together pretty nicely, I think. Bring that around again, like that. Okay, so I just did a, you can count how many threads it went around there. And there we go. And make sure it comes up for the knuckles. It needs to kind of come up from the same side, the top of the hand, at the bottom of the palm. There we go. And leave some extra for now. So let's get it on there. Let's get it positioned real nice first, and then we'll trim the fingers to size. So I think that's the main thing to remember here. Okay, same thing on this side. We'll go and make sure we got plenty left over. And go wrap this around a few times. Make sure I wrap around both parts of the armature wire claw, palm. One, and a little tighter. This sounds better too. There we go. And then there we go. Same thing. A little trim at the end. Cool. Then we'll do one down around the thumb. So remember, the thumb actually comes out at the wrist. The thumb is very different than the regular knuckles of the finger. That's what gives us our powers, right? Thumb. So right here at the wrist, I'm going to bring that out and give it plenty of little extra hangover there. We'll go around the wrist a few times here. 1, 2, 3. There we go. This is coming down, so just kind of be aware these are moving. Still haven't adhered them yet. I could put a little super glue just to kind of keep them from moving around on me too much, but it's okay. All right, there we go. Voila, I got the wrap started at least. I can get these into position, tack them down, and then trim, get the knuckles where I want it, and then do the adhesion. So, all right, we'll move on and do the other hand. Okay, so what I've done here is as it wraps around, you see one of the wires is going to come from the bottom right here, and the other one's going to come from the top. So what I'm doing is taking the bottom and pushing it up. I'm going to adhere it first, and then I'm going to bend it back down so that it starts off from the top of the hand, from the knuckle. Now I could just cut, on the other hand, I'm just going to cut the 5 wires and just set them on there and glue them a little differently so I mean, I didn't have to twist them. Either way would work. I mean, there's definitely not a lot of tension um, and on the fingers, I would think. So let's give this a shot and just use some regular Sino, crazy glue, super glue to hold them first, and then we'll add some other adhesives to keep them from coming off. Okay, and I'm using the DAP Rapid Fuse super glue. It's the one I've grown to prefer. Um, it's definitely rapid set. This one's getting a little low, so it might take a minute, just being patient. The tops are notoriously like this thing's been munched and cut, and there it goes. You can feel the pressure go. And just want to make sure I get a nice little dab for each knuckle. Take over the next one. Thick ball of it. There we go. And then down by the thumb, the wrist. Whew. And careful doesn't get on the paper too much. This should be fine. Just kind of adjust that around a little bit. A toothpick doesn't hurt as well at this phase, so I'm gonna go grab a toothpick and we'll do a little spray on there. Okay, and just got my toothpick in here and just kind of pushing it into the threads a little bit more. You can feel it adhering a little bit. Go. Yeah, it's not gluing down to the paper, which is a good thing. Okay, should be all right. And if I'm happy with where it's at, I can now take my activator or zip kicker. And it's this nasty stuff right here. Accelerators, Thio super glue zip kicker accelerator. And it does take a minute to fully dry. So I'll put this over the paper and just give it a little spray. And it should instantly catalyze and fully catalyze within a few seconds. So yes, that worked quite nicely. It stinks bad, but I don't think it's going to hurt you too much. Now when I bend these, this top one down, you see now I have the knuckle there, the top where I want it. Same thing over here. So even though I bent it from underneath, it's got a knuckle on top. And it's got a good finger spread. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. It's a little wet still, so you can grab whatever if you want to dab that stuff off. It does evaporate pretty quick. I would do it outside just to, yeah, but see, it's not sticking anything. It's instantly a little hard. But yeah, you want your knuckles to come from the top of the palm here, right? You don't want them to come from the bottom of the palm. That's where your padding is. So that turned out really good. Go ahead and do the other side now. And this time around, I think I can, I think I know the lengths I need a little bit better. I can cut it and bring it around. This one's going to be similar to the other side. I think this time I'll make sure it comes from the thumb's going to come from the bottom, and the other fingers are going to come from the top. So this one I can bring it from underneath. Make sure it's got plenty of space here, and I can hold it with my thumb here nice and tight, and just wrap that around a couple times. There we go. And that should be plenty to give me some left over. Yeah, cool. Mm-hmm. The next one. So this one I want to have enough for the length coming out and to wrap a few times, and then the length of the next finger. So this one, turn that off, and make sure which one we're doing first. We'll go for the pointer finger first. That, and then wrap around. And for this one, I'm thinking I want to get over the top of the little aluminum claw first, a couple times. After that first wrap, there we go. There's the second one. Nice and strong this time with my finger, bring it around again. And one more twist. And then bring it up again, right? Like we did the other side. And then you'll bend it back forward again after we zip kick it. There we go. We'll just double check the position. Yeah, perfect. Just about. Okay, and we'll need some extra on the side there. I think it's just the way I bent the hoop. So if I want, that's actually pretty strong twining already. Bend it out a little bit more. See it might shift these a little, so just be careful making these subtle adjustments. Okay, and then we'll do another one. So same thing, we'll bring it over. It's going to twist a few times and have a nub at the end. I think this time I'll have enough left over to actually have a usable piece. I'm careful. Yeah, oh, it's the cloth that catches. Okay, yeah. It's time to save that one. So I got that one over the top. And nice and strong, hold it tight and bring it around and under and pull. And if I need to, as you're holding, you could grab and pull with the tool. Whenever you think the tool might help, grab it for sure. Okay, and then another. Same thing, having a hard time grabbing with my fingers, just grab the tool, pull, and one more. This one's going to be kind of far back for the pinky, so there we go. And then again, second one, I'm going to bring it up a little bit. There's plenty left over, I can see right there. Get it into position. Make sure the knuckles are where I want them to be. Very close. This one's going to come up around the side a little bit more than the other one. Oops. Bring them together. There we go. All right. And that feels all right, all right, all right. Slide my little crazy glue zip kicker piece there. Bring a little dab. Dap rapid fuse. Shake, shake, shake. You know it's clogged if there's no air going in and out. So if you squeeze and there's air hissing, you just got to be patient, let it run down some time. There it goes. Hopefully I don't do something to reposition the knuckles, so I'm being careful. There we go. And a little wipe there. You could even take my toothpick and maybe re-puncture the hole for it just to be sure. And just kind of get the crazy glue, super glue, whatever you want to call it, down in the crevasses, making sure the floral wire adheres to the armature wire. That's what we're trying to do here, right? And you can see that twist kind of binds the claw of the wire pretty well. It's looking good. If I want, I could double check against the drawing, but I think I'm okay. Famous last words. Zip kick it. Go. And a little dirty cloth here to dab up the excess. And hopefully I put some, I didn't really put some up by the knuckle, I missed. Shoot. And that one didn't adhere at all. So I failed on that one. Then this one is here there, but I didn't adhere the knuckle up. So I got a little hasty there. Doing the fingers. Doing the fingers and the face. Maybe, yeah, it's a good time to exhibit some extra patience and do it right. Huh? So let's check again. Let's bring it back over here. Looks like they did move just a little bit on there. That one's okay. That one's okay. That one's okay. All right. Let's do this right. Super glue. Maybe from the other side even. Hiss, hiss. Get a new bottle. I thought I had a good amount on there. Oh, it's going. There we go. A nice big glob this time. All right. Definitely overdoing it with intent. But let's make sure that it is indeed. It's nice. Got a nice thick jelly. I like this one. I like this one. It's got a good gelatin feel to it. And this one, maybe there's some zip kicker left on there. This one's like hardening way faster than it did last time. So I'm gonna put some on the top as well. And you can always like scrape this off, X-Acto blade, sand, whatever. You can shape the crystallization of this stuff, no problem. Getting a good whiff of all this breathing. There we go. Okay, that's gotta be plenty. Come on. Go to the top of that knuckle. Make sure that finger's in there all the way. Make sure that's on the top of that knuckle. That's not going anywhere. And now I'm getting it on my fingers. Goes with the business. All right. Zip, zip, and done. At least I hope so. I took way longer and spent a lot more time on that one. So, all right. Give it a little wipe off the Sino or the zip kicker. And you can feel the heat. I don't know. I didn't check the thumb that much, but the thumb's okay. Yeah. Okay, so we'll bend that back down from the knuckle. There it goes. Oh, wow. A little maybe too much of a knuckle there. Maybe. Very, very carefully crisp that off. The knuckle. There we go. And then that one's maybe fell down a little bit, and this pinky one back here. So definitely not perfect, but good enough. Can always make adjustments. Okay, so I'll give this another peek, and it's coming around the end here at the thumb. I used to like to curl my ends in, and then this thumb's gonna come down below the wrist, right? Oh, that's moving again. Dang it. What's this one doing? That one's moving a little bit too. Okay, so I'm not gonna go too much farther because I don't want to mess this up. I want to use the JB weld. So this is they're in position. Now we can really put the weld stuff on there to hold it into position better. So some of this stuff I'm going to maybe get this finer tools, get the X-Acto blade, get the knuckles right where I want them, and then we can put the JB weld on and trim the fingers. So I'm going to leave them a little bit long, maybe not that ridiculously long. And trim it off a little bit. Go. This one's all right. Trim that off a little bit. Yeah. Ring finger, definitely. Or pinky, I should say, then the ring finger, then middle finger. All right, so we've been going 30 minutes. Not bad. Do these last little, I feel like I'm trimming fingernails or something. Yeah, there we go. So these are all trimmed to size. I'll do the other side and we'll come back.